Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to twitch.tv/HobbyBoxBurns. I'm Joe Burns, HobbyBoxBurns, and we are here for more Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers on this wonderful Monday evening. It's been a little less than a week since we've jumped into the game. So, yeah, hope everyone's having a good evening. I am having one. I hope your last week and weekend was great. Mine was good. Had a get together with some friends, which was nice. We usually do that for the March Madness basketball tournament. So yeah, so that was good. Got to watch a bunch of basketball, play some board games, and tabletop war games, which was also a lot of fun. And yeah, so now ready to jump back here into Final Fantasy XIV. Let's get situated here. So last time we were able to liberate the Rak'Tika Greatwood from their Light Warden, and so that's 3 of 5 zones that we have now cleared. We also hit level 77, so making some very good progress. I don't know that we sold anything. I guess we'll find out. I think we were at 9 before with her, and I think we were at 13 before with her. Yep, no dice. Alright, I'll have to check back in at that stuff a little bit later. But let's get to it. So we ended, if I remember correctly, midway through a quest. So we'll jump back into that quest, because it was getting late and I knew I needed to drop off. I didn't even know there was a door back here. So the other thing we do have, and I think I'm going to grab it while we're here, is we do have our next role quest available for Dragoon. So let's go talk to Lue Reek here. The Hunter's Legacy. Lue Reek appears to have been struck by an epiphany. Callista, my friend, thank the gods you're here. Ever since we parted ways, I've been exhausting myself, running all over the Crystarium, questioning anyone and everyone, hoping someone might have seen Andrea, but alas. Let's get this situated a little bit here. And then we can remove this a little bit. Alright. A little bit more. Get our centering down. There we go. Only the Crystarium? So you haven't gone outside even for a bit. Let's do only the Crystarium here. Well, of course! Surely this is the limit of what a man with meager financial resources can accomplish. But never mind all that, for it but recently dawned on me that the vision you beheld of Renda Ray's past could hold the clues for which we have been desperately searching. When you first described it to me, I felt as though I had heard it before. And I had. My wet nurse had told me the exact same story when I was still a boy. 'Twas a tale of a courageous hunter who, together with her comrades, embarked on a quest to slay a notorious mark, a great horned beast. They came upon their quarry in a desert, and there attempted to lay it low. Alas, the beast had a singular strength, and the hunter a fatal weakness, and so in the ensuing struggle her comrades were killed, leaving her, the sole survivor, to swear vengeance. Would you not agree that your vision is a perfect match for this tale? That was exactly what happened. Then there can be no doubt. Renda Ray is the celebrated hunter, the hero I so admired in my childhood. After that tragic day, the hunter resolved not to rely upon others and instead slew the beast by herself. she somehow found a way to compensate for her weakness. Anyway, my recollection of the tale is likely riddled with errors. We should ask Miss Olvara to recount it in full. She was a bounty hunter herself before she entered into our service, you know? Also, in light of all this, I should share with you an interesting theory concerning all the virtues I heard from a fellow hunter. Apparently, each appears to be driven by particular memories, moments that forever changed each of these fallen heroes. Makes sense, doesn't it? Renda Ray being a hunter of notorious marks in life and in death? I don't know why it never occurred to me before. I don't know that I'm following. But if that is indeed the reason for why she behaves as she does, then the more we learn about Renda Ray's adventures, the better our chances of predicting where she'll turn up. All the more reason to go and see my former wet nurse. Miss Olvara lives in Gatetown on Kalusia. Let us be off then. So, I don't necessarily know. Sorry, excuse me. That I remember where Gatetown is. Oh, okay. That's where Gatetown is. So we go to right and then go there. Tomra. So that's the area we haven't been to yet. So let's hold off on that just in case our next travels take us to Yulmore, which kind of seems like where it's going to be taking us. So we'll leave that along the side for now. So now we need to go. We'll switch into Red Mage since we're doing a side quest. And then we're going to want to go to Fano. Look at the side quests. Holy balls. Oh, and there is still one, I think there's only one Ether Current we haven't gotten yet. There's two. Alright, so where did we need to go here? That's our next quest. Oh, that's right, we have to go up that way. $554 yalms to the southwest. Yeah, so it's like somewhere over there. So that is the other question, like, no. We'll just venture out without a flying mount. Eventually we gotta find those last two ether currents, though. One would believe. Lahi? That song never gets old, I don't think. Pakamama. Lahi? So yeah, I mean, we're making pretty good progress. Oh, here they all are. Snuck right by that dude in my car. So yeah, so still gotta go down. Though you cannot read its script, you see the image of a Namazu is engraved on the tablet. This likely has nothing to do with the Great Serpent. Oh, hey, Zach, how's it going? Did I take a break? I did, not necessarily. So last week I had stuff going on kind of every night after Tuesday night. And then, yeah, over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I had sort of a vacation. Not really a vacation, but a get-together planned with friends for those 3 days. So, yeah, just didn't have time to stream. How's things going with you? I gotta turn the volume down just a little bit yet for myself here. So I think we have to go all the way down through to get to that other one. Which there must be 2 tablets in the other room. How have things been for you, Zach? What have you been up to recently? Hooked on Story of Seasons? That's good. I'm glad that you got into that. It's scratched that itch that you were looking for. Oh, it must be evening now because we have the instrumental version of the music here. Now you're just hoping the casinos reopen on for your birthday in April. You need your gambling fix. So the casinos are still closed up there. Most of them down here are open. And have been for a while, actually. Then again, like the whole sovereign land thing is part of it. Though you cannot read its script, you see the image of a snake is engraved on the tablet. You tuck it away in your clothing for safekeeping. I can't remember what the other one said it had. Let's look. So a Namazu and a snake. Though you cannot read the script, the image of a coral is engraved on the tablet. This likely has nothing to do with the Great Serpent. Alright, well, we got our tablets. And can we just jump down here? Oh, nice. So if I had a flying mount, if I would have found the other ether currents, we could have easily got to those places. But they're all not in this area. We got all the ones out this way, it looks like. So if you go to the casino, what are your games of choice that you usually play? You do slots, you do card games, any specific card games? Quinfords. The tablet, you found it. Come, I would know what secrets it hides. to Fano again. You've been befriended a monkey in SOS, and all it gives you is a yam. You should have expected as much from a stupid monkey. Here, take this. You'll love it. It's a yam. So is it kind of like Animal Crossing where you befriend different people and you get different things from them kind of thing? Or how is it that works? I have, like, momentarily played a Harvest Moon game ages ago. So I really do not remember much of them. How did you fare in the Great Pyramid? Lahi? Yes, this is indeed the tablet we were looking for. A moment while I pore over its writings. You play slots and VLTs, mostly Zeus, because you like the Greek aesthetic and thunder spins? Gotcha. Nice. Thank you for your patience. I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were informative. There's the great... By the Emperor's command, the stone giant Lozatl did clash with the serpent. The battle raged for many days and many nights, and finally, the ancient guardian stood triumphant. The dreaded snake was sealed in an immense jewel, its true name never to be uttered again. The years spent in slumber quelled its rage, and the seething ire it once exuded became a benign aura. Man came to worship the jewel, and thus the great destroyer became the great protector of the wood. After the great sealing, the Emperor commanded his fiercest sentinels to the east to keep guard of the great pyramid of Uxner. To the west, he sent his priests who would watch over the slumbering serpent from the covered halls of Dwatl. Together they would protect the empire, and so did it thrive. Alas, in a strange twist of fate, the temple to the west would be submerged beneath the waters of Lake Tusimekta, its priests drowned. Lamenting their loss, the great protector thrashed and writhed within the great jewel, stirring the power of the earth, causing the trees to grow ever thicker, ever greener. And the guards of the pyramid would become guardians of an ever-expanding forest. And the V's have remained here all this time? Incredible! But Master Lanil, were there really protectors other than us in the Great Wood? I cannot say for certain, but this is not the first time I have read such claims in our ancient texts. Can you imagine it? 2 tribes protecting the whole of Rak'Tika? Even assuming they existed, we would have no way of tracing their lineage. But I do not think these priests are who we were meant to find. For one who shares their gift and reverence for Ronka now stands before us. We would be honored to work alongside you in protecting Rak'Tika and the ruins of Ronka. It would be an honor, but I fear I am not worthy of such a position. It's not a question of worthiness. It matters only that you are willing. And when the time comes, I intend to leave and search for our V's sisters who would join us. Perhaps this is the calamity my visions foretold. The plight of your people. The growing reality that Ronka's history may one day be lost to time. And the great serpent has chosen me to be your savior. A new keeper of whispers to protect and serve the Great Wood. Speaking of which, where did the snake go? It was here but a moment ago. Oh, it disappears like that. Returned to slumber, no doubt. But should the great serpent have need of us again, I will be here waiting, listening. Ha! It's behind her. That's right, because I get it as a minion now, I think. If his head weren't in the clouds, he might notice. I don't suppose you'd be willing to take it with you before he comes to his senses? So long as it remains here, I'm afraid he'll be convinced a calamity looms around every corner. Scree! Go on, take it. If all that stuff about the Great Serpent is true, we'll still have his visions to warn us of danger. It would seem friends of Fano can be found closer to us than I dared hope. I will consult our chieftainess that we may formalize an alliance with Slitherbow. An alliance, yes! We will protect Rak'Tika as they did in the days of the Empire. Villages of the East and West working together as one. Haha, yeah! Yeah, when I gamble, typically only play card games. I try to do machines, I just don't follow them. It's weird. I'm really get interested and am into video games, but slot machines I just can't. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into them. It doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. So yeah, so I'll play blackjack mostly. Otherwise, other like 3-card poker, things like that. Texas Hold'em and stuff is too stressful. So Story of Seasons is basically classic Harvest Moon. Not really any customizations, but you do all the typical stuff. Harvest, fish, forage, mine, seasonal things, and befriend villagers. Mostly been mining for income. Okay. So it's just basically look at the things that need to kind of be done on a regular basis. So 246 to the north. So it's got to be like right along the wall there. Alright, so let's go see if we can't find this other ether current before we continue the story here. Yeah, like, I've played maybe 4 hours, 5 hours of, oh, dang it. I had the Stardew Valley. So how would Story of Seasons compare to Stardew Valley? Brush your cows and sheep, talk to your chickens, steal their eggs. Typical stuff. Okay. There's the ether current. Did I not get this one before? I thought I'd picked this one up. Maybe I didn't. Oh. There's a hunt train here, apparently. After the weekly reset happens, they try to get all the bosses down at once. Huh. Yeah, I never fully understood the whole hunt train thing. Alright, we got one more to get here. Where is that going to be? Straight west. Alright. Time to travel. And then we can fly back, although we can teleport back, actually. Though, since we'll have the power of flight, we might just fly back. Because we can. Up above the bows. Stardew is more adventurous with combat. Story seasons very chill. Can get repetitive, feeding your animals every second day so they don't get sick. Yeah, it seems like it's one of those things where you really got to be, like, looking for that type of experience, right? Southwest, 326 to the southwest. Lake Tusimekta. We're getting close. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. I was going to say I didn't mean to drop. But I had to. There it is. Jump up the lily pads. Nice. So yeah, because like story seasons came out, wasn't there like another Harvest Moon that came out recently too? Like that was like the whole thing was that there's this big, not actual battle, but battle between the current Harvest Moon games and the creators of Harvest Moon and their series. Also, I know that the Japanese version had a lot of bugs. Have you found a lot of bugs, or hasn't it been too bad? Did they kind of iron a lot of that out for the US release? Or North America release, sorry. A mount can fly no higher. Alright, so we got a spot to discover here. Isle of Bows. Isle of Sisters must be above us. And then we got one last area over here to unlock. The Isle of Consorts. There we go. We have mapped all of the Rak'Tika Great Wood. Oh, you haven't played the new one yet. You're playing a different one. Gotcha. Yep. They are the original Harvest Moon developers that are doing Story of Seasons. Alright, so back to Slitherbow. Let's see. So we're still only at level 72. We have a new rapier we can equip at 73. And then we have headgear and stuff. We have the blue spirit gear that we can wear at level 74. That's not bad. I kind of like that. All right, so swap over to Dragoon then. And let's see what Runar says. They're all going to be very happy to see the night sky again.
Ah, you are returned, and none the worse for wear, I see.
You needn't worry about us. What became of the Umoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer. When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not entirely wrong. But we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say. But please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
A feast it
I'm
is.
sorry, Runar, but there's still much to be done and scant time in which to do it.
Aww.
We
Killjoy.
must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we would hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Hey, baby smell, how's it going? Could get yourself a full set of augmented Skaven gear from Rogger's Reach, which is item level 400 and will serve you till you reach 80. That's just, is it a purchase there? Tomestones of Poetics? Gotcha. Ah, okay. Level 70, Disciple of the Land. So once we get Gathering there... I'm trying to figure out those numbers. Is that really 92 million experience? Or 9.25? 9.25, but that's still a lot of experience. Alright, well, we know where we're to go once we get botany to level 70. Zach, you may play blackjack one day at the casino. Poker's not for you. Can't bluff or keep a straight face. Almost always fold. You've not seen any crap tables in your city? Yeah, crap tables are few and far between. Well, they're not allowed in Minnesota, so we can't have craps tables here. Otherwise, all card games are allowed, and they only have, like, video roulette. There's, like, a weird rule against table games, which makes no sense. Roulette's fun. I enjoy roulette. It's, like, a good, like, relaxing kind of just sit there. Like, what you do doesn't affect anybody else as long as you get your bets down at a certain time. And it's like you spread your bets around. You could win on one hit, like, multiple times, and that feels kind of cool. Low stakes. Nothing to worry about. Out of the wood. You cannot help but feel something is bothering Y'shtola. Though it pains me to leave, it is time I returned with you and the others to the Crystarium. But before we go, might I speak with you in private? I will await you in my chambers. Yeah, so her suspicions that we overheard before, I think, are what's going to come out now. Thank you for coming. I thought to keep my suspicions to myself, but after witnessing your victory at Rak'Tika Falls, I fear they prove true, and so I must share them with you. From the first when we met at Fort Gone, your aether has appeared tainted, suffused with an overabundance of light not unlike the Sin Eaters. When you defeated the Light Warden, I fear the light which poured forth from it was not negated by Hydaelyn's blessing. Rather, it was absorbed into your being. Urianger also suspects as much, though he is unwilling to share his thoughts on the matter. One thing is certain. With every warden you defeat, the danger to you grows greater. Greater perhaps than we can imagine. If you begin to feel anything strange, anything at all, pray inform me at once. You should hurry before the others begin to worry. Once I have sorted my things here, I will join you. Alright, sounds great. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Zach. It was good catching up. Hope you enjoy your dinner. Out front. So, Baby Spell, have you still been doing stuff in-game, or are you taking the time now before 5.5 comes out to play some other games? We took one last patrol of the perimeter. All things considered, Slitherbow remains relatively unscathed. Thanks to the antidote, all those who were poisoned will make a full recovery. And with the night sky return, their prayers have at last been answered. I thought we were going to get a much bigger deal from them about that. Like, I was really expecting them to be just like Ewok level celebration when we got back. But no, everybody's just like rolling with it. Sorry to keep you all waiting. Shall we be off then? Art thou certain this is best? I'll not deny there is a part of me that wishes I could stay. For 2 years I have lived with the Blessed, learned their culture, even going so far as to adapt Master Matoya's name as my own. I but pray I did honor to it. That's the first time she looked emotional. Now is not the time for doubt or hesitation. Come, we must return to the Crystarium. Nub yub, yep. Exactly. You're right there with me, Club Soda. How you doing tonight? Enjoying the warm weather? Alright, so... Is this back at the Crystarium then? Out of the wood. Yep. Okay. So let's teleport to the Crystarium. Bum 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 bum. Instrumental Lahi. Gotta like it. That's gonna be, how do you like 3 nuts? Oh my gosh. Dairy Queen. All things considered, it is hardly surprising that Alphino and Alize have yet to arrive. But where is the Exarch? My friends, 'tis good to see you all again. There's the Exarch. Alphino, it has been too long. I assume your presence here means you've brought word of the Warden I assume your presence here means you've brought word of the Warden hiding in Rak'Tika. I slayed it. Found and slain, you say? I should have known. Yulmore has but recently dispatched soldiers to all corners of Norvrant to defend them. I am glad to see their efforts were wasted on the Greatwood. Speaking of Yulmore, what came of your meeting with Valthry? Yes, about that. It proved to be... Exarch, you mustn't push yourself. Your time away from the tower has clearly taken its toll. No doubt you all are tired as well. Having traveled so far, why don't we all take a much-needed rest before we discuss our findings? I thought to propose the very same. After your clash with the Warden, you deserve a chance to recuperate. It is settled then. We reconvene after everyone has had time to settle in. Woo! In we go. Gotta go talk to Ardbert. Welcome back, miss. Returned from a lengthy excursion, I take it? Well, your room has been made ready, if you care to retire. Very good. I pray you sound sleep and pleasant dreams. What is she doing? She's crazy.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there?
Oh, that's what she was doing.
From the outside, you look the same as you ever did to me.
What if that changes? What if it overwhelms me? I think it's good to be vulnerable with him.
I'm damned if I know. It's not as if I can lift a finger to help myself, much less you.
Well, thanks for that.
Have faith in your friends, look out for them, and hope that they look out for you. What more can you do?
It's true, I guess. Though we're taking advice from someone who failed miserably, so I don't know if that's
He was telling the truth.
the best.
Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will?
That is the $600 million question.
Let's pay him no mind. Lies the Ascians stock in trade. Villains, heroes, all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, felt good.
Did they, though?
It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
Meanwhile, in Garlemald, Lord Dump.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long. But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear...
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
Oops. Oops, all Ascians. We just need more people meddling in the affairs of men.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap if father... I am a stranger to him in this body.
Okay, so yeah, so that is definitely Xenos. So when Elidibus took his body, he must have somehow ended up in a different body?
Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend.
His infatuation
I know not
with
what
us.
entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
Interesting. Uh-oh. We're either having a flashback or the Crystarium's being attacked. Not a flashback. Sorry, we didn't think to wake you. It's an all-out battle. When it rains. Ooh, that's an interesting looking beastie. Judging by his countenance, the manager of Sweets has ill tidings for you. Ah, I suspected that you might be awake. I could scarce imagine you sleeping through such a commotion. An entire host of sin eaters appears to be advancing upon the Crystarium. Emergency measures are being taken as we speak. Rest assured, however, that we are safe so long as we remain under the Crystal Tower's aegis. You may return to your quarters if you wish. Oh no, I need to go fight. Yes, I thought you might feel that way, and I cannot say that your assistance would be anything less than welcome. I must remain here to disseminate information to the other residents, but you are under no such obligation, and thus free to aid any of the townsfolk who may be in distress. The XIV tends to welcome a point of congregation in times of need. The XIV tends to become a point of congregation in times of need, crowded with those seeking solace and companionship. You would have my personal gratitude if you would offer succor to those there. Offer succor to all of those there. Hey, and it's raining too. They weren't lying when they said when it rains, it pours. Few townsfolk are about, and you spy none who appear to be in distress. Callista! Hey, Alice wasn't back before. I've only just returned from Amarang, and yet I find the Crystarium moments from being beset by sin eaters. Where are they coming from? This shouldn't be possible. We restored the darkness. Well, this is a fortunate coincidence. Brother, tell me you have some idea why this is happening. I may, but for a moment we'll need to postpone such discussions in favor of action. The Crystal Exarch is preparing to deploy a barrier around the Crystarium as we speak. Ensuring that he is able to do so should be our first concern. There are a number of instruments placed about the Crystarium that function as anchors for the barrier. I am on my way to activate them now. In which case, 3 pairs of hands would be better than 1. Very well, I'll take the ones to the south. I shall deal with the northern apparatus then. Would you handle the western too? They're ensconced on platforms extending from the upper level of the Aetheryte Plaza. To the ensconced. I feel like we should run. For the little bit of time that we can. What are these people just standing around for? Don't they know that shit's going down? The Rotunda. Ah, it's this big thing. Anchor. Anchors away. Despite having very little idea as to how it functions, it appears that you have activated the device successfully. So now the other one's on the other side. Nope. Couldn't make it at one sprint. Oh, we're gonna get a video over here. Does the Sin Eater pop up while we're trying to close it? Ah, it's just like the Allegan wall that we put up in the burn, I believe.
Sin Eaters sighted! They're coming!
My sprint must have regenerated.
Excellent. The barrier is holding.
For now.
That's good news for the Crystarian, but what of the rest of Lakeland?
Lena and the city guard have taken to the field. Thancred and the others have already joined them. Let us do the same.
You can't seem to stick to one MMO. It's weird. Like you recently installed Guild Wars 2 and resubscribed to ESO today while you're still playing WoW. So just bouncing around between all of them. What's better than one grind? 4 grinds. Oh, it looks like we've got a duty. If Alphino is opting to act first and speak later, I don't doubt the urgency of the situation. Let's go. So which one of those 3, then, that you're messing around with are you enjoying the most right now? We ought to join the Vanguard as soon as possible. If the number of Eaters we just saw is any indication, we'll be facing a formidable host. Jeez. That is a lot of Sin Eaters. What lovely weather. Just what we needed. It seems the battle has already begun in earnest. Make haste. Can do. Crystarium forces are engaging the Sin Eaters at various locations across Lakeland. Assist them in defeating the Eaters before they are decimated. Bum, bum, ba, ba, ba. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay. I hear shouting. Come on.
Let's give it our all.
Help is at hand.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't know if I'm running the right way. The Zeters, they're moving toward Rak'Tika's round. I was gonna say there's more.
Leave the healing to me.
No worries, I can't really heal anyone else in this class, Alphino. Oh shit. Well, that wasn't too bad. As if you've none of your own, let's make for the imperative, shall we? So we're just running around Lakeland, I guess. It's hard to say which one you enjoy the most since you play them for different reasons. Someone hath made short work of these eaters. So Guild Wars 2 you play more casually while you're trying to level a character to endgame so you can raid with some friends, and ESO you also plan to do some endgame content that's still up in the air since you don't know anyone who plays it. Callisto, you'll be glad to know that the locals have all taken shelter. Nevertheless, we can't allow the eaters to gain any ground with me. You'll enjoy the world of ESO and how you can level any area of the world. Interesting. God damn it, we're too late. This is a big sin eater we keep following here. I'll follow the eater. You press on to the imperative. I'm staying with you. We've lost too many already. We must hurry. These eaters are too organized. They cannot merely be acting on instinct. Yeah, now that it's on Game Pass, Elder Scrolls Online is probably the one of those that I'd be most likely to play. Phantasy Star Online also has been very intriguing. It is as we feared. Though I hear that's a little bit less MMO. Kinda. But our task is as it ever was. Turn the tide. Whoops.
On your feet.
Dang it. There's the one that we need to fight. Alright, we gotta fight the other two first here. There we go. Well, that wasn't too bad. Also, a lot of MMO content is supposed to come out later this year. New World is releasing in August. Yep. There's also Endwalker, ESO's expansion Blackwood, and Guild Wars 2's End of Dragons, possibly. Wow. So WoW was actually off the cycle by doing last year, huh? Minfilia with the kill. Uh-oh.
There are so many.
Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this.
Hold on.
They turned on me.
Nice.
little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right.
Uh-oh.
Run! Run, damn you!
The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now.
God damn it! Please let this work. Please let this work.
Nope. Uh-oh.
No, no! Stay back! Stay back!
You're gonna see someone get turned again.
Help! Help!
Oh, no. Just get killed.
Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy? Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Alright, well, yeah, kind of like what we were talking about last time. Things were going too well, so there had to be a negative consequence here. It seems we've driven them back, for the time being at least. The wounded have been collected and are undergoing treatment now. Once they're ready to be moved, we'll have them carried back to the Crystarium. The dead as well, of course. Those whose bodies remain, anyway. Word from on high. Alice is contemplating all that must yet be done in the wake of battle. The others are helping to treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist in moving them, but even so, we simply don't have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after what we've been through. Gods know I am. But if you could see to a few of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lena is about somewhere, so you might also consider asking her if there are any other outstanding areas of need. We'll talk later. Uh-oh. Dying guard, that doesn't sound good. With tear-filled eyes, the prone man gazes up at you. His fingers twitch as if to reach for you, but he lacks the strength to raise his hand. Well, that's not good. Bear it just a moment longer. So last time we spoke, you mentioned Game Grumps, and today they're trending on Twitter, huh? For good things or for bad things? Just the Twitter mob overreacting to nothing? No! When did that start happening? That never occurs. Anguished guard. Thank you, but it's too late. One of them, it got me. If I turn, please Please kill me, I beg you. Yikes. Alright, well, Lena is supposedly around here somewhere. There's another wounded person somewhere. There he is. Hiding back here. Oh, he's like in shell shock. Don't touch me. I killed her. I killed her. She was one of them, I know, but Now speak with Lena. This way.
Oh, I did not see you there. Is there something you need?
I'm fine. How are you feeling? Not going to be overbearing.
Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me.
Uh-oh.
I am fine. Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. Who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now... Now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium! The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance. The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering. A paradise where man and Caesar might live in peace and harmony.
Kind of figured he was behind it.
Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my senators. But it's only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to
This guy's...
all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
This guy's out there. Alright. So basically, Dan from Game Grumps spoke to a fan when she was 17, then he congratulated her on her 18th birthday, and a few years later, when she was 22, she had sex with Dan. Then Dan broke all communication with her after having sex. Now people are upset because they're claiming things like Dan groomed her, and how because of a power imbalance he manipulated her. They're also upset because Dan ghosted her after having sex. Gotcha. Small favors. Lena is gazing solemnly upward, and it is not difficult to guess what occupies her mind. Falthry's ship is already gone. How flattering that he came all this way just to give his little speech. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured that I have no intention of allowing any of my wounds to affect the performance of my duties, especially not now. If I may, could I ask that you seek out Thancred and Minfilia for me? They endangered themselves on my behalf, and I would feel better knowing that they are well looked after. Thancred in particular sustained quite an injury from that Sin-Eater. I would not be surprised if he were in Spagyrix still. Please, give them my thanks. So are they all back at the Crystarium? Yes. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff's touchy. It's a weird world. Lots of things people got to think about that they didn't think about before. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a tricky thing. Let's try to uncover more of the map here. Actually, we should. While we do this, it's little bits of experience, but it's experience nonetheless. Clearmount. Laxon Loft. Oh yeah, this is where we fought that one battle. Elven Knights, huh? So it's just that last little blotch up here to be discovered. Okay, to the Crystarium then. But you are right in the fact, Baby Smell, that I mean, it would solve a lot of these problems if people weren't quite as loose when it came to sexual encounters. I'd agree with that 1,000%. The problem when people approach a situation with only one mindset as opposed to, I guess, thinking more reasonably and logically about the consequences of actions like that, right? Oh, I know where he's at. I know where he's at. I remember where Spot Gyrix is now. I remember. There he is. I'm alright, I think my injuries have been tended to. What's up, Thancred? You're here for me? I'm sorry to put you to the trouble. I'm fine, really. The Eater landed an unfortunately solid blow, but the healers here have done wonders. I'm more worried about Infilia. She's not taking it well. Could I ask you to speak with her? My attempts to reach out seem to have had the opposite effect. She's gone off to the Hortorium, ostensibly to fetch herbs for Chesapeake, but just talk to her, will you? Let's see. Oh, that's under... Okay, I know where that's at. So there should be... There was an Aetherite... Or a... Aethernet shard by there. Let's see here. Cabinet of Curiosity. That's where I want to go. That's where I want to go. The Cabinet of Curiosity. Ophelia appears lost in thought. Perhaps a gentle poke will get her attention. Is this really the time to be making us do emotes? Poke. Eep! Oh, Callista, what are you doing here? Thancred. It's my fault, you know. I jumped at the chance to help Lena, but I was careless, and now... Maybe a gentle manderful dance will get her attention. Yes! Come on! It's my fault. Then you'll be wanting to get... You can make up for it by being there for him. Are you sure? I've brought him nothing but trouble thus far. And what if it's worse next time? All I do is make mistakes, put others in danger. I'm sure that he'll resent me for being this weak. Maybe he already does. But you're right, I can still help. If only by seeing these herbs safely to Chesapeake. There are only 2 left on the list, but I'll need to ask about this one. I've looked high and low, and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Would you mind collecting the other? I would hate to delay any longer than I already have. You're looking for something with soft leaves that's very fragrant. In an unmistakably medicinal way, I was told. We only need 2 sprigs or so. Once you've got them, you can bring them directly to Chesamil. Whoever gets there first can explain that the other will be back shortly. Thank you, I appreciate the help. This plant has soft leaves and smells strongly medicinal. This one too? Hey, success. No, we're gonna need a... I guess like kind of like antiseptic would be a medicinal smell. Kind of like, is there a baby smell? Of course there is. Yes, of course there is. Multiple, probably, variations on the same smell. Ah, Minfilia told me that you would be bringing the rest. Marvelous. With this, I can replenish our store of medicines. We're struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that are being brought in. I wasn't on the field, but it doesn't matter. The patients' faces make plain that it was a horrible battle. And we're still fighting it, I suppose, though with bitter medicine rather than sharp steel. But we'll win, I promise you that. It seems that I owe you an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come off the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With Spagyrics in good working order, the Crystarium's people will be well cared for. More lie ahead, of course, battles only you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone, but that's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? We do. Was there something you needed? I need you to tell him something for me. My dearest friend, you see. He was there on the battlefield with me. But only the one of us is here to speak of it. At the end, before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew that our world was this beautiful, he told me. I'm so glad that I got to see the night sky. I don't know how the Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if what Valthry said is true. If our losses are just deserts, and we doom ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the Warrior of Darkness, in the Crystal Exarch. I don't think what they've done is wrong, and I don't think we're wrong to fight with them either. My friend, he smiled in the end. Just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's how I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up, don't give in, please. We'll tell him, you have my word. You actually don't like the taste of root beer because it tastes medicinal? I can see, like, there's a flavor profile that's a part of root beer that kind of tastes like what, like cough syrup tastes like. So I can give you that. The best way out. Titan bronze headgear coffer. Hop hop hop. Thancred seems keen to quit the infirmary. Nobody likes to stay in the hospital longer than they have to. If you're ready, why not go on ahead to the Ocular? You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Elfino. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest armoro I can find, so we shouldn't keep you long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Din Duppy. Alright, before we go in to speak to the Exarch, I am going to take a very quick break. We are back. So, to the Ocular. And to the Exarch. Welcome, my friend. Tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you, though I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. One of our soldiers said that? Thank you. Rest assured that I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done, now least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief. And even should regret be my constant companion, I will follow the path I have chosen to its end. We have some time before the others arrive if you'd like to talk. And if I were to confess any doubts I might harbor, no one need ever know? No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
Oh, our best friend.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthry.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusio?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Armorang. From what the Mord told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
So I thought we were going to go to Kalusia first, but it looks like Amarang.
The Wardens harbor vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do. I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation, but it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
So pretty soon, I have a feeling, is when he's gonna turn on us here. If this is the course you have agreed on, I will not object, though I am afraid it will be difficult for us to spare any of the guard to accompany you. I can but promise that you will be well looked after upon your return. Just see to it that you do return, all right? I can't imagine what Thancred must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed since coming here would be an understatement. He may as well be a different person. He reminds me of Father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. Yes, Emmett. If I had only been able to locate Kalusia's Light Warden, it might not have come to this. Minfilia demonstrated impressive resolve just now. It seems that she understands what must be done, though I do wonder if she is truly prepared to make the choice. Should she falter, it will fall to Thancred to guide her, however much he wishes it were otherwise. Though Thancred hath long known whither this path doth lead, his journey hath brought him no closer to acceptance. Oh, he's not here. Will you never grow tired of shuffling your feet? If you have something to ask me, ask. Tell me about Zodiark. As I told you before, Zodiark is the creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him as you kind might summon a primal, albeit an infinitely more powerful one. And like one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There is no resisting such power. And so we Ascians came to exist solely to bring about the rule of darkness, his darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools, though that is only to be expected given their innate ability to conceive of the nature of our universe. But I believe I am repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really? I have no need of deception, and even if I did, I assure you, you would find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. So you're just telling us that you're deceiving us. I'm sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. Well, it's really the only chance we got. Wootsy pootsy. Whoops. We're good. Little spill. We're alright, though. Sorry for the wait. I'm ready now. And you're sure you want to do this? Completely sure. Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger. strong enough to face my destiny, and I want to believe that I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. When you put it that way, how could we not? It is your decision to make. Just be sure that you are prepared when the time comes. If all are assembled, shall we depart? We'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention. I saw a Yulmoran airship coming to land over Amareng while I was on my way back to the Crystarium. No doubt the same vessel that bore Valthri's forces to Rak'Tika. Meaning we can expect to encounter armed resistance on our journey through the region. Right. Now Nabathareng lies in the southern reaches of Amareng, and there are 2 routes we can take to get there. The first is the eastern route, which leads us past Mord Sook. The other is the western route, which would require us to pass through the Hills of Amber. Menphilia and I took the eastern route last time. Yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier traversal of the Nabath Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we'd need to cross the Severance from a point nearby the inn at Journey's Head. If the Yulmorans caught wind of our approach, it could very well bring them into contact with the inn and its patients, and we can be sure their activities would not be met with Valthri's approval. It will make the journey more arduous, but I believe it would be safer to take the western route, which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the Hills of Amber in the west, I will draw the Yulmorans' attention elsewhere, to an area in the east that I know to be uninhabited. That way you'll have a chance of reaching Nabathareng unopposed, and without risk to civilians. I cannot deny that it's a sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. About the Warrior of Darkness while she's not around. And if I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Thancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Valthri's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it's best that we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster with a solid path under our feet. We'll borrow a few Amaro for our own journey. I leave the rest to you, Menphilia. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. So something that you would really like is an MMO. In an MMO is the ability to play as a samurai. 14 gives you that option, but you're not crazy about how samurai plays. So what is it that you don't really like about how samurai plays? Dorito Bandito. Would you want it to be like more action oriented? So something similar to like Ghost of Tsushima? You find it hard to describe? You like the way Dragoon plays, you wish it played more like that? Gotcha. Have you played Ninja? Because that one, from what little I've seen or know, that one seemed like it was kind of unique. Would that we all had thy surety of purpose. We'll need to move quickly. The longer the others need to keep the Umorans busy, the more likely they are to be caught. Ninja seems hard to play because of all the variations in mudras. There you are. The gate leading to Amareng is just up ahead. In all the time I've been here, I've never ventured into the Hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands at this point, but we have more than enough reasons to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Minfilia for me, would you? Yeah, the people that have all classes up to 80, like, I can't even imagine the amount of hours that took. Who shall walk among us upon our return, I wonder? Amareng lies just beyond the gate. We need only speak to the sentry. So much sloshing, yeah. Sorry, is Ultros annoying? I'm ready, let's go. Off so soon, Mistress Tobu. You've barely had time to recover from the battle. We're ready to go, Hardis. Well, if you're certain, I'm hardly in a position to question you.
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garik lie the Hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
Looks like an old west town. This place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever else this road may be, it is mine to travel, and I don't plan to take a moment of the time I spend upon it for granted. I was gonna say, oh yeah, it's a smaller headgear with a chin strap even. A weird chin strap though. Physically, I don't know, because there's no bottom piece. How that truly works. You really hate desert areas in every game. They feel so boring because everything looks barren. Yeah, it's hard to make desert areas look interesting, I think. Our only path forward lies ahead, I'm sure of it. So, onward, I suppose. Thancred is gazing with interest at the nearby village. I take it you're seeing what I'm seeing? Finding a village when we're hardly 10 paces into the hills is a surprising stroke of luck, especially given our recent fortunes. But you won't hear any complaints from me. Let's see if the folk who live here can tell us what to expect from the road ahead. Got more currents to look for. 471 yalms to the southeast. Whoa, he came on fast. Oh, and I do think somewhere through here I still have a beast to kill for the last little hunt thing I have. The last marks. Clan marks. Zun Zun. You sell? No, you are no merchant. But then, why do I know your face, Oh, I remember, you spent Volbert's gold. Such a coin purse cracking. You are already a legend among more traders. You're a traveling merchant, then. Can you tell us anything of this village? Of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garik. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now, none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made it into a trading post. Very convenient location. In which case, you all must be familiar with the local roads, correct? We're on our way to Nabathareng ourselves. If we continue south from here, will we have any difficulties reaching it? Oh, yes, great difficulty. The flood rent the stone and crushed the mines surrounding Nabathareng. Only steep cliffs and collapsed tunnels remain. Oh no. But surely there must be some way. Do you think any of the other Mord might have some sort of hidden route? Perhaps. You ask, they tell. Tell for free, even, to friends of our best customer. Wonderful. Thank you for your help. Well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. Don't be jealous, Thancred. Perhaps we ought to inquire upon the matter of the Umoran forces in the region as well. You are welcome to use our well. If you are planning to cross the desert, you should take as much as you can carry. Shulsul. Oh, that is a surprise. Not many bound for Nabathareng these days. I do know of a trolley that once went there. It used to travel between all the settlements and mines of the Hills of Amber. It is locked behind a gate, however. I assume that will have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but it also prevents it from being of much use. You take down the information regarding the trolley on a wrinkled piece of parchment before stuffing it like, that's such a random, unnecessary detail that it provided us. Mon. Traditional Mord food is not for everyone, it seems. Visitors always say, too much meat, not enough vegetables. That's like an American diet. I've got it. I'll lead by asking how business is, then mention you, and then ask about the route. That should work, right? Don't think too hard about it, Minfilia. Gone. For Nabatha-Reng, airship is best. Nothing is faster than an airship. The Umorans have one, I hear. You can ask them to take you. Though it seems somewhat superfluous to do so, you dutifully make note of Gongon's words. Rill. You wish to go to Nabatha-Reng? There was a way once, a gondola down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there is nothing left. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusted wires would bear your weight. You hastily take down a memo regarding the gondola on a spare scrap of parchment. Can I interest you in some rock wrigglers? Plump, juicy, and wriggly? No? Is there something else I can help you with? What do you do here? I am what we call a middle mord between Twine and the crystalline mean. The crystarium is too far away for most of the miners, so I buy their gemstones and ore and sell them for a higher price. I only sell by the crate, so if you're looking for individual items, try the other merchants. They have many goods for travelers like you. What kind of place is this? Garik was once a mining town, until all the miners moved out, that is. They were kind enough to leave their houses for us Mord to use. And like we always say, waste not, want not. As you can see, there is not much here, but a lot of people traveling to and from the crystarium pass through, mainly to rest or use our well. It is the closest thing this place has to an oasis. Ah, Callista, I'm afraid I've learned little of use about how to reach Nabatha-Reng. The Umoran presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though their army is definitely in Amareng, there have been no sightings of Umorans at all in the Hills of Amber. Perhaps we can take that as a sign that Alice's plan has borne fruit. Did you have any better luck finding us a route forward? Note concerning the gondola. So these are our options. Well, what do you think? We could try the gondola. Might die, but eh. Can we get an airship anywhere? Not from Vothri, obviously. Gate aside, the trolley seems most feasible. I mean, can we call Sid quick? Oh no, Sid doesn't live here. We could perhaps use Amaro, but even from a distance, I can't imagine what the Umoran army wouldn't spot us if we were to travel by air. So then the trolley seems most feasible. It does seem to be the least risky of our options, and I can't imagine one gate is enough to thwart you. I'd like to know a bit more before we dash off in search of it, though. Perhaps Zunzun can offer some insight. Might die, but eh. Alright. Hey, Zunzun. Eyeing me with curiosity. Oh, valued customers. Were the other Mord of help? Oh, yes. Of a fashion. They told us of a trolley that runs to Nabatha-Reng, at least. But am I correct in thinking that there was a reason you did not do so yourself, when first we asked? Yes, the gate, you see. It is impassable. Before there was a hulking thing of stone, the Talos. It opened the gate, they say. But none operate such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Biran Mines. That is where the trolley controls stand. I still see miners there from time to time. I think we're recovering, maybe. I still see miners there from time to time, if anyone knows what happened to the Talos. It would be them. Thank you. You've been a great help. We're off to Mount Biram, then. Let's hope that someone will be there to answer our questions. Ba-ba-ba-bow. And there it went. Oh, I think we're back. Shall see. Let's see here. Alright, well, we should at least try to get down there. Alright, well, we're gonna forge ahead a little bit. And hopefully things clear up here. I was gonna say there isn't a ether current quest, right? Drive around it. Mayhap the pall of light is the root of this land's desolation, or mayhap the fault lies with man and his insatiable greed. What a sight. Oh, pardon me, it's a bit daunting, isn't it? The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need follow it until we come to the mines. Oh, here I thought... I thought we were going to be close to where that aetheryte was, but nope. We gotta circle around. And around and around and around. Oh no! Ovum Nanny chasing after us. For us, Harakas. It's an interesting ostrich-looking thing. This lever can't have been designed for a person to operate. Oh, hey. Look at that. Sightseeing log. Alright, so we're gonna have to jump off this thing, I think. Oh, flying punch. That guy will not be deterred. There we go. Nailed it. Exactly how it was supposed to go. Alright, Thancred, what's happening? Bit of a mess, isn't it? But the mechanisms for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zun said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance to the mines proper caught Urianger's eye. Meet us there if you find anything. Iron rail. Much iron, very rail. Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appear sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. The benches within suggest that this must have been a passenger car. Oddly enough, though it is clearly old, it appears to be well maintained. Well, so there's that. Oh, there's one more thing then that we missed up here. Is it in this building? Nope. Oh, yep. Conspicuous cup. The cup is slightly warm, and a fair amount of tea steeped over long, if the color is any indication, remains within. Over to talk to Urianger, then. We're 14 yalms to the west. We should scope that out before we get too far. We're like the Pied Piper. Southeast. Oh, it must be up there. There we go. Wow, that one hung along with us for a long time. He really wants to die. How many of these... What is our progress here? Alright, so there's only 4 left. Plus, like, all the quests yet. $448 yalms to the south. Okay. So yeah, so that's gonna be when we get to this town. I have a feeling. Alright, now to go talk to Urianger. So we're gonna have to reanimate one of these things, I have a feeling. Ah, Callista, what hast thou discerned? I see. Indeed, thine observations are consistent with mine own. But let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggest a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them that they might facilitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow unable to unbar the trolley... Even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Callista, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks. Ever perceptive. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go, then. So behind this building... Suspicious man. Wicked White, where did you come from? No, never mind that. You have no business here, of that I'm sure. Oh, wow. What are you? Ugh. here? Oh, there we go. Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us, who are not the brigands, come to take what isn't ours. Do we honestly look like we'd need to steal? What, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd. We're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look, well... You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason you would come all the way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh, Thaf, I have an idea. What if, once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her unto world's end. On their journey, they met a sorcerer as ancient as time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse, but in the unlikely event that that's a serious conjecture, no. I suppose I am a bodyguard of a sort, but we have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabatharang. We were hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. I realize that we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again... The trolley? The trolley! You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. Jarek. We're both engineers in training. In fact, Jarek and Thaffy, at your service. Technically, I'm a miner, and he does repair work. But our true passion is the trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there's little in need of transport these days. That's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to dust. The mere sight of it traveling the track once again would make hearts sore, mark my words. You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? None. Not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. It's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you like. We'll introduce you. Very well. Our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. Looks like you'll be following us back to Twine, then. All right. Yeah, it's not bad. Oh, there's a samurai. Yeah, this outfit's not terrible. It's doable. Rust and Ruin. Thaf is ready to guide you to Twine, where you might meet the mysterious Magnus. If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd have come out by now. I kinda killed him. You think he'll be alright? That's well, I suppose we did force her hand a bit. I'll have a look just in case. You go on ahead, Thaf. Alright, looks like it'll just be you lot and me then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. I think we'll be alright. I have a way with running away from things. Gotten to build up a pretty good knack at it for in my trials and tribulations. Must be in front of this. Oh, there we go. Down there. Damn, that smarts. Did he have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling that for the next fortnight at least. Now he's concussed. Not to be done about it now, though. I've pointed your overeager companions to the right direction, and they've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally we'd walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road presents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. $347 yalms still. The Northern Hills of Amber. Alright. Wait a moment, I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, alright, run! I will just fight this thing. Wait, I think the thing we have to kill... I was right. It is one of these things. There we go, 4 sacks of nuts. Easiest nuts we've ever earned. Well, maybe not. Sorry about that, I'll admit. I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, so we should make it without further incident. Debitage. A testament to man's resilience, that civilization may yet be found at the very edge of the world. Odd to find a place like this still occupied. It must have come dangerously close to being consumed by the flood. The town is small, but everything in it seems so purposeful, it's amazing. This is it, welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what's made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each hard day in the mines. Now there is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines, for that matter. The only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go, or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it will help you to understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go and meet the man. First things first. This is Magnus. He's our boss of a fashion. Looks like he's maybe a little drunk. Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you? Wicked white, if you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. Methinks this one is deep in his cups. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabatha Reng, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in Nabatha Reng, not anymore. And especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabatha Reng. I must. Bah, so you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is a ruin, nothing more. And you're not getting there in that trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Nabatha Reng. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No. I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Leave me be. We'll speak outside. Well, that went well. Stubborn arse. I sense there is more to this belligerent drunk than his tale. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right. But I can't be. I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. On track. Minfilia remains adrift in the turbulent sea of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps we should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Thancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Urianger. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Alden. Jarek. Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. He was just a bit shaken up is all. And you? What did Magnus have to say? Ah, I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action where our interest is not, but I suppose that was foolish of me. I am sorry that we couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, if you'd like. You could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. You mean to say that you're not giving up? Even knowing that Magnus is Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it, though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what this situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine that anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that's in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Oh, there's the Amaro Keep. We have Amaro for hire if you're interested. Oh, no. We don't want to fly anywhere. This spot looks like it could use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? You open the box, revealing the proud array of lovingly maintained tools within. Brilliant! Now if you could hand me what I need as I work, that would be a help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. A mid-size wrench. Thank you. This one will do nicely. Now give me one moment, and... There, I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the track. Oh, nice. Ether current. Yalms to the east. So that's like over along the edge, probably. Say, I was wondering what that person was looking at. Alright, round 2. You set down the toolbox, the muscles of your arms enjoying profound relief, and open it once again. You're quite handy to have around, you know. I'm a little overqualified for this. As to the lamp here, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether its lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. A rough file. Yes, a wood file's perfect. Let me even this out. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now. Unless you'd like to take the view of the tracks from here for a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks in the Hills of Amber, you see. But after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then that the Naboth Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Naboth brought the Mistel engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills, and wouldn't you know it, the mining industry picked right up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistel. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistel left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that the last of them, the folks from Daedalus Stoneworks, took off for Yulmore, and now no one remains that can prepare and operate the Talos. But there's no use in lamenting what can't be changed. And there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you. As you may have noticed, I'm not terribly suited to confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. I should do this. So I have a little bit of healing action going on. Two down, one to go. Well, now we're almost back where we started here. Alright, back to him. Already forgot his name. Starting with a V, right? I think. No, Jarek. Jarek's his name. Thank you. That should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though, as I said. The only people who knew how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted and its cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was trolley, damn it, and those were the worst years of my life. But then about 7 years passed. Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real, proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amareng is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. It didn't help in the end. The Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way of it? The child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again, so in his memory they returned to Twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and it was going well for a time. Wicked white vultures? Are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out. I was going to say white vultures, that means they're Sin Eaters. There he is. Nice work out there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do you much good without the Talos, though. If there was even a single one that still functioned, things might be different, but, well, here we are. We got some high-quality ovum meat there. Ovum wool, bottoms of maiming. Down for maintenance. Despite his better judgment, Jarek is considering throwing you a bone. Not that it'll do you any good, but we do have a Talos we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus's griping for a change. So it looks like we got one other quest here. Like out of town though a little bit. Let's go collect that so we've got it queued up. Quick-witted scavenger. Quick-witted scavenger is concerned for his friend's safety. Scavengers assemble. Oh, my poor friends, left to be eaten by horrid beasts. I feel terrible about running away, but what choice did I have? No point in us all being killed now, is there? Finding someone to go in and retrieve the bodies, rescue them would absolve me of the blame, yes? If you could go to the ruins of Kelk to look for 2 moored scavengers, I would be very grateful. Oh, that's down there. That is down there. Oh, too far. Too far. Ah, there's the symbol. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build Talos stone by stone are lost to us, 'tis true, but here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. 'Twill likely require naught but a few modest repairs and a suffusion of ether. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it from me to stop you, but what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress that I have performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were it not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hells did you get all that from just a glance? I take it you've thought up a solution as well, then? To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the Talos to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of Twine dwelleth a creature of living stone, the Debatage. Full sure am I that stone from such a being would prove most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Minfilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spied but 3 obstructions to the flow of ether in the Talos, and thus would I ask you to provide 3 stones of the Debatage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. Jarek's pumped. Out to kill the debitage. But I don't know. I think this is actually probably as good a time as any to stop for the night. I do have to get up pretty early for work tomorrow, so we should call this quits for now. So yeah, making more progress. We're starting to piece things together. I know at the end we're going to have to take on the Light Warden of Amareng as well. In the meantime, hopefully get the trolley going. And we'll get an idea of what all of this talk and conjecture about Minfilia is. So yeah. So thanks everybody for stopping by and for watching and for chatting. Baby Smell, Phosphor Fies. It was good to chat again as always. Club Soda as well. So I hope you all have a great evening and